Once again, guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm just so much excited to show you an extension of phase 1 on the KISII project. We had been commissioned by our client to just do the kitchen, and during the process, when the kitchen was just coming out, he was really excited at our efficiency, and he was so proud at the way we do our things. Also, having watched some of our other projects, some of other projects we've been doing around, he decided to just commission the entire project, which had already been done. So we ended up now redoing almost the entire house and giving it the touch that we normally give to all our other projects. And in normal cases, we find such projects are from our brothers from the diaspora, whereby they have most of the time subcontracted them to maybe the local contractors, and probably the management being done by their relatives. And in most cases, they actually do not get exactly what they envision or what their aspirations are. And normally when we come in and we just do one particular piece of work, let's say for example for this particular project, just doing the kitchen alone, it makes the entire things look like they are substandard. And in that case, we ended up removing most of the things that had been done on this project, and we are refurbishing the entire project. And in that aspect, let's walk in. I show you what we are doing. Without forgetting, kindly do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also drop us comments of what you think about what we are doing. So let's go. So before I go so far, as I walk in, this particular place had already been done. It had been tiled, but as per the standards on our end, we felt these were not properly done kind of work. So all this had been tiled all the way. The edging was not so smooth. The tiling was not looking so well, and also the type of tiles, considering the type of house or the type of the client that we are working with, the type of tiles that had been given to this particular entry porch were really not the best as per my thinking. So we advised him that we can come up with some nice beautiful tiles, because initially there were ceramic tiles which were I think around 300 by 300, the normal ceramic tiles, and I think we need to give this entry a nice touch. So I thought let's remove them and put some natural type of flooring with some proper beading on the edges or some bullnose around them, so that when you come in, you are just welcomed into this house in a beautiful, elegant way. And in that perspective, if you go for a beautiful or very high-end type of tiles on that particular on the floor, then it means the door, which was metallic and had already been done, we felt like also this will not go so well when you are trying to look for that high-end type of look. So we felt like also this will be changed to a beautiful, solid mahogany panel door in security. Actually will be a security door in mahogany, which is also paneled. Then on top up there, we are also going to see how we can provide a beautiful suspending chandelier, so that the flame and the door and the lighting all give you just that warm welcome as you come into this house. So guys, as we walk into this house, a number of things, most of the things had been done. What we are doing, we are actually giving it an improvement, a touch that will make it look complete. First of all, the walls had been done, they had been skimmed, they'd been painted, but they were not so even. So when we come in and we look at such things, we really want that feel when you are just touching, or when you put your back of your palm and you are walking or feeling it. Even in the inside of your brain or inside your body, you don't feel the bumps. You want to feel that smooth feel. And also, even just by looking at it when the entire wall has been painted, you also want to see something that is quality, something the walls are properly sanded, properly painted, properly schemed, and everything just looks perfect. And currently, this is just the first coat of filler in terms of skimming, and already things are taking shape. Benji, just come. Let me just look at this. When you look at this wall, currently this is just the first coat, and right now, actually my guys who are sanding, they haven't even sanded this particular part, but if you look at it closely, you will not see a bump. If you did this, everything just looks aligned. So this is the kind of finish that we are looking for, and that is what we want to achieve. And this is just the first phase. So the second phase would be, after this, they've done the first sanding, they will come with a very nice thin layer of filler and put on top just to make it more smoother, and then sand before we apply our first coat of paint. Then now let's go to the windows. Most of the times when we come to on our projects, most of the times we would prefer not leaving the window sills inside the house as bare as this, because most of the time this is the place that collects more dust. And also when you look at the edgings are normally not so well done. So what we do, we introduce a nice beautiful mahogany window board that will look like the type of doors or the type of arches or any woodworks that we are going to use. So this particular part, we are going to introduce some beautiful window boards, and that will happen all through. So without wasting your time, let me take you to another space. So here, these are arches. Initially they didn't have any treatment. When I show you maybe our next video, we are introducing our beautiful mahogany arches with double-sided architraves on both sides, well skimmed, well sanded, polished, and stained to approval. In that case, that happens on that side. It happens here, and it will also happen here, and it will also, no, the three, 1, 2, and 3. And probably 4 at the staircase, and that will still be the same look that we will give our client at the entry. At that particular point, let me show you what we have done for our kitchen. This is our beautiful kitchen currently as it looks. There's only one thing that is pending here. It is the granite top, which at this particular point we need to have installed. But when the scopes were added, we noticed that there are more granite scopes that are added. That is in the bathrooms. Those are vanity tops, and then the coping stones on the upper floor, on the balconies. So we felt like instead of sending someone to just come and do the granite on this particular kitchen, yet that same person will come to do the granites in the other spaces, we decided to start the phase 2, whereby there's demolitions and replastering, rewiring of cables, and then now the scope number 2 would be now these granites are gonna be installed, and probably this will be done early next week. And then as usual, this is also a diaspora kind of client. They are into this kind of shaker type of kitchen, and this has come out very well. Currently there's a lot of dust around, so the doors look dusty, but normally after all this we'll just come and polish it nicely, and things will come back to normal. So this is a worktop. As there people are seated in the lounge, someone can work from here. Then this is a tall counter from the dining, so food is coming from that side, probably placed on this side. So this is a counter, which is normally, see, these counters are actually 900 mm from the floor level. This one is a 1050 mm from the floor level, minus the double leaping granito top. So once we put the granite top, it will come to roughly around 1100. And on this other side, we provided a pocket or a nook or a space under, whereby once you're seated there, you have a space whereby your legs can come in. And then now this granite will be 1 meter long. These granites, the normal granites, will be 600 mm wide. So this is a special granite because we want it seamless. We don't want a joint in between. So this one is coming on top, and then we have the legs on either sides, just giving it a touch. And then on this other side, we have actually on the same counter, we are using that counter as drawers. So when you are on this side, you can use it as storage. When you're on this side, you can use it as storage, and it's actually well done. Most of our drawers, or all our drawers, are normally soft close, and that is it. That is it. And then, as usual, when you come to points like this whereby we are joining something and probably this is not functional from this side, though it is functional from the other side, from the lower side, we also provide a panel so that when we put our granite, this space also looks finished. Then on this other side, this is provision for just storage spaces, and those are just shelves with doors. So we will put our handles later after all the people have, the number of traffic or the amount of traffic in this project has reduced, because as you know, guys, on site at times some are very careful and some can be a bit careless and maybe just mess up such things. So such special things we don't want to install right now. They come later at the stage of almost towards the handing over stage. Then on this other wing, and guys, remember this kitchen had already been done initially. There was a sink here, and there was a cooking spot here, and there was a partition around this point. When you look down, there was a partition here there was a wall, actually a wall going up here, and there was a door to this side. So that side was the pantry and this side was the kitchen. And then there was another small wall across here. So there was a fridge here, and there was a fridge here. There was a fridge, and there was a microwave and oven, and then there was a cooker, and then there was a sink. So when we were doing our designs, we noticed things were not aligned. The kitchen was too small and everything looked not in line. So we came up and redid the design and introduced a false wall here. This is a false wall all the way to somewhere here. So we elongated this wall to give more room for storage, for worktops and all that. So in that aspect, we have provided a cooking space here where we'll have a hob here, and we'll have an oven, and we will have the microwave and the hood, the combined type whereby we have the oven, we have the microwave on top, and under the microwave there will be a hood. So those provisions have been channeled, and the operational point or the DP switches for that particular entities, for those entities, are on that side. And just beneath the cooktop, which is the hob, we have our oven, which has already been fitted. Then we have provided more workspaces. Now the client can have more space for working on this other end. And then now the space that was the pantry, we have removed. We are going to tile all this and make good. So we have our double fridge here, and then more storage. So this is now where they will use as their pantry, because now the kitchen is now we made it slightly bigger, and the pantry is inside the kitchen. I don't want to open because I don't have the handles, or it will be a struggle. And then where Benji is standing here, we have put provision, the electrical points. This is a 4 mm thick wire operated from the other side. So we will have our washing machine here, our not washing machine, our dishwasher around here. And there is something I've just noticed right now as I speak. I won't mention it, but there is something that needs to be fixed. I think it's a water point or something, so that would also be sorted. And then that is it for the kitchen. And the ceiling also, when we were just redoing this entire thing, we noticed that the ceilings were not matching. So we decided to create a ceiling for this particular point, a ceiling for the kitchen, and a ceiling for the other side of the storage. And all this we had to demolish and rebuild it up again. And that is it for this particular space. Stay tuned to watch the final reveal once we put our beautiful countertops and clean up and put up the handles, for you to see how this thing will be transformed. And also I'll just show you how the previous kitchen looked like, or when we started, so that you see the difference from when we started up to today. And from that particular point, let me take you to other spaces. Guys, that is it for the ground floor, and most of the things was basically, initially we were to start with the kitchen, and that is the bigger part for today. But from now, I think this staircase, we are refurbishing. One, the steps were not so uniform, so we are removing the steps. Actually, the steps were tiled, and the tiles were actually ceramic tiles. So we removed the tiles, and we are supplying the 40 mm thick mahogany steps all the way up. These railings, as per our vision, they will not match what we have for the floor if we are going for the mahogany floor. So we have decided we are removing but reusing the material and introducing other components. Especially, we need a king post here, well done, properly, having a head, a body, and a base. And this king post will be 6 in number. So we will come and cut this piece, introduce it here, cut the corner, cut the other corner, and all the way to the upper level, so that we have a king post, the rail, and then on this upper rail, we introduce now the wooden panel. So this will be a wooden king post. The metallic rails we will reuse, introduce this, so that we do not transfer the entire cost of a new thing. So we will try and reuse this, so that we don't transfer the entire cost of supply and fitting of this staircase all the way up. So all the metal works are going to be reused, apart from the king post and apart from the steps. And in this case, we're also just going to put the steps, and we'll avoid the riser. So we'll plaster and skim, so that the cost does not go too high. Another thing that we are doing is the doors. As you can see, the doors have already been demolished, plastered, and again, the other issue about the doors, let me talk about it when I'm standing on this side. So most of these doors, especially like this one, they were roughly around 810, most of them, I think, 810, 815, 820. A proper standard door is 900 mm by around 24 or 2100 mm, 2100 millimeters. That is 2.1 meters by 0.9 meters. So when we decided that we are redoing the doors, which were flush doors, and we are going for solid panel mahogany doors with proper frames that are actually fit into the pockets from left to right, or from end to end, with an architrave on this side and an architrave on this side. We looked at the sizes of the doors, which were already 810, and we thought, why not give our client standard doors? So we have decided to cut a bit of these walls and make the door opening slightly wider, so that we can fit in a proper standard door. Though we are not, most of them are actually 2400 millimeter high, we are going to reduce it by around 150, so that we have a standard 900 by 2.2. In that, we have our own reasons. When you go to the bathrooms and some of these bedrooms, the sockets or the switches are either not aligned, so we have to chisel it out and align it. And also we tapping for electrical power from this side into the bathrooms, because there's a common bathroom here, and we need to supply a bathroom wash hand basin mirror. And on top of the wash hand basin mirror, we need a light, so that in the event you're there and it's at dawn, you can actually use that as light to dress up and do your things. So the provision had not been provided. So we are doing all this chiseling through the back entry, most of them. But some, where we cannot do the back entry, we will just have to demolish the tiles that are there and look for more tiles, for new tiles, and put. Then when you come in these rooms, the second phase of this project was commissioned so fast, so we did not get time to show you how the wardrobes looked like. But maybe I'll show you one of the panels around here so that you see what we are doing against what had been supplied. So guys, I wanted to show you what was there in terms of wardrobes. So this was a shoe rack. A shoe rack normally is just next to the cabinetry or the wardrobes. So if I was to describe this thing, look at the finishes. Look at this is the side. Normally what we do as we do the cabinet that holds the carcass, then immediately after that we come and mount the side panel. Now side panel covers all this type of touchy kind of finish. Then when you also just come very close, you realize that even on the boards there is a cutting. This cutting on this side is 1 millimeter, on this side is 5 millimeter, meaning these guys were cutting their boards using what? A hand saw, which is the wrong thing. And then if this was a finished cabinet, when you look at it from the front side, look, the finishing on that side is properly done, but look at the lipping. They had not installed the lipping, and mark you, these guys had already handed over the project. And look at this and look at this. If you look at this board, the finish on this and this side, this is not the same color. And the same thing repeats. If this is the front side of the shoe rack which holds the shoes, you are not meant to see things like this on the face. So if it were to screw, they need to screw from the sides or from inside, so that you, when you're walking in the corridor, you don't see what is holding that particular thing. And then if you look also at the edging, these are some of the simple things that someone looks at when they are looking at a wardrobe. So the edging, the material outside, the material on the board and the material on the front side, these things need to blend. At times they don't blend so much, but they are not supposed to be as visible as this, whereby you are seeing the problems. And those are the things that make some of the works not to look proper. And I wish I just showed you one of the cabinets that had been done, but unfortunately we had demolished all of them. So this is a drawer panel. Actually, if you come very close, it is written part number KISII 7518 by 180 mm by 500, and this is a drawer from South Africa. If SA means South Africa, but I'm not so sure. So normally what makes the difference is how you age your boards. So this aging has actually defeated so many people in terms of, I don't know if it's the way they communicate to their clients or whatever, or maybe they want to go cheaper. They use shortcuts. So on our end, we use actually a 1 millimeter thick aging to age our boards, so that this thing firmly holds and it will never bend or it will never come out. But when you're using 1 mm, this one is 4 mm. So that is the difference. So the other one, due to contraction and expansion, it pops out and it comes out. And another thing, you cannot install it using the machine. This is pressed using the pressing lipping machine. So it is permanently fixed. It will never come out. And you see also when you're doing our backers, it is cut using machine, so our plywood will just come and fit in properly. Even the side that has been cut, it's also very neat. So that is the difference, and that is what makes our cabinet look proper. Again, it is actually the installation process. The installation process, I give credit to my team, the guys who do the cabinetry. Also the way you just mount and the way you assemble your cabinet makes a very big difference towards the end towards maybe the product that you are actually anticipating to give your client, and that is what makes the difference. I will just show you one of the cabinets that had been done. I think I've seen one in the corridor, but it's a piece, so that you see the difference between the paneling and all that. So in most of these bedrooms, we are redoing completely all the wardrobes and supplying new wardrobes with new doors, with new railing, with new drawers and all that. We have skimmed the walls ready to paint. The only thing we are not touching in this space is actually the ceilings, which also the only thing that we'll do is now to make the skimming that had been done proper, just aligning a bit of the spaces that had not been done properly, and now install the lights. So let's go into one of the bathrooms. So as I walk into this bathroom, maybe I will not go into all the bathrooms, but this, for uniformity purposes, you remember this is a corridor. So meaning the door on that side and the door on this side should look alike. So we are also forced to plaster this, remove the door, plaster it, and supply a proper door. So this is what I'm talking about. We have done a back entry chasing. All this has been done specifically to remove. In some of the bathrooms, you will notice that they had put a switch or a socket here directly in the middle, and which is a wrong thing. So we have shifted all the sockets that were here to the side. And again now, like specifically this particular bathroom, nothing had been supplied. So we have done a provision for a mirror light. We have also given provision for a switch that will control that mirror light. We have also provided another switch for now the shaving unit for them. So we'll come and place a nice beautiful mirror here in the control system to be on the side. And then in all the bathrooms now we are doing new frameless shower cubicles. So a frameless shower cubicle will come here. It will be mounted on that threshold, holding on the other side. So this one is a swing door. This is a swing door, so one side swings to that side, and this particular side will be a fixed panel. And all this has been done in all the bathrooms. So we are doing provision for the shaving unit. We are also doing provision for the mirror light. We are also doing provision for now the switch that controls that same mirror light. And then in some of the bathrooms, the tiles had gone all the way to somewhere at this particular point. We don't think the other small space that is remaining is important. So we are taking the tile all the way to the ceiling, and now remove the cornice and now put just a simple basic cornice instead of the flowered cornice. I don't understand why people want complicated things or whatever. So Afundi was given a contract to supply the cornices, and funny enough, the client was like, do you like the color, the flowered cornices? I didn't want to talk about them at first, but it is something actually I don't even do. I like plain, simple, straight lines. So in these spaces, because of the tiling that is going to be finished up the space or up the wall, we'll be forced to remove the cornice and now put a simple, beautiful cornice. So a mirror, a shaving unit, shower cubicles, proper tiling, and proper cornice to all the bathrooms. In that particular case, I will not waste your time and take you to all the bathrooms. So let's go upstairs. So a beautiful landing here, wood. In normal cases, we actually don't bring pieces. This is a panel from wall to wall. Our supplier has never failed us. They bring these pieces, even at times we find it a problem to bring them up. So this unit will be fabricated in the factory, and it will be brought as one unit, and we'll fit it in how, I don't know, but it will come. The steps clean all the way. The handrails clean, polished all the way. So let's go, Benji. We are on the first floor. So the skimmings have been done. Sanding is ongoing. We are waiting for a scaffold to come tomorrow so that they can finish the sanding on that side. So we are also doing the flooring. These will do tile works. And then when we came in, this was a door all the way. And this being a family room, we thought, why not? And then there was a balcony here. Why not introduce a door here so that the balcony can be functional? So we've cut this opening nicely, and we are providing a double door, a double fringe metallic door that now opens and folds. Actually, it's a folding door. 2 panels on that side, 2 panels on that side, folding on this side. And we are going to tile this particular space and put now the granite coping stone around this area so that this entity or this space can be utilized. And we will also supply the railing, the metallic metal rails around this space, so that now when you're seated there, you can comfortably open up the window, come and sit here, and still even have a discussion with the person inside there. So, and for that reason, I think, is there any other thing? Maybe I will just walk you through the bedrooms quickly. So this is bedroom 1. So what will happen is skimming, cabinetry, which have already been assembled. It's just waiting for the plinth area to be constructed, and then we settle. So we do the floor. We're also doing you see the plinth has already started. The plinth area is already under construction. So this is where we'll have our dressing unit or more storage. And these are the drawings as usual. You look at the bathroom. The points were there, so they're being shifted. There was a socket here. So in our proposal, we think we'll have a mirror all the way up. So this is removed. The point has been removed, but it is now, we are tapping our electrical point from the same point that had been provided. So we are just providing what? A mirror light. The mirror comes here, and then the switching points are on the side. Then another thing will be the door, and that is it for this space. Then now, as we walk towards this side, the flooring, when you check in that bedroom, it's the same concept like on that side. Then you walk into the master, another door here. We have again elongated it. So the ceilings have been done. Just a bit of touch-ups. The wardrobes are already assembled. The carcasses are there. So they are waiting for the plinth to be constructed. Then we mount them. Then we do the floor. When you walk into the master bathroom, these ones we are not touching, but we are coming in with now new panels. That is for the sides and for the doors all the way. Then we are supplying a mirror from this point all the way to that side. And there were points here for controlling the water pipes here. And then in that case, if we were to put a mirror here, it would mean a lot of things. So we have decided to cut this so that our mirror will come on the face, and we have shifted those points to this point. So anytime you want to control your water, instead of controlling it on your face, you control it under the cabinet, because it will just be a door. And then guys, whatever I was telling you, maybe Benji, just come here. So this is what I was talking about. This is a very thin type of lipping, and this is what most people do. And what they do, actually, they come and cut these boards on site, and they also mount the lipping. If you look keenly on this, you'll see that this is contact glue, and this thing is actually already coming out. If you touch it like this, it will actually come out. So it is a very thin type of lipping that cannot be mounted or cannot be put on a board using the machine, because the machine is electrical and it heats. So when you hit this one, it melts. So the 1 millimeter thick lipping is really very hard. So when you put it, actually it gives you very nice, beautiful finish. Then these are some of the works that us on our end you will not see, whereby you see there is a nice, beautiful board here, and then inside there is an unfinished board. Look at this. So these are some of the works that we are demolishing in the common area. Look at the way this is tacky. They just come and screw things on top like this, and then they do things like this, and then the doors were almost in the same finish. So these are the things that when you're doing other clean jobs, you will realize that it is something that you cannot even put up with. And in that case, the client just decides, I have to remove them and put them back properly. And that's why we are removing, for this particular cabinets, that is the vanity cabinets. We will not demolish the entire thing. We are just changing the face. But for the walk-in closets, we are forced now to remove what was there. It didn't have a plinth, so we have removed and we are putting in now a proper walk-in closet from end to end. And that is the scopes. And then without forgetting, when you come out of the master again, because we have been commissioned to do the entire project, my client called me I think a day or 2 days ago, and I was not here, and he was like, Keith, I think we need to look at the master bedroom balcony door. And for sure, without forgetting, for uniformity purposes, I will have to do something, and probably I will do the French type of door that I'm doing in the family room, so that this particular area, the doors look alike. There is no need I do a nice door or I do something on that side and it's completely different on this side. Then again, as usual, you give someone a contract, they'll put for you terrazzo on the balconies. It's not a bad material, but for me, I think I will hack it and put beautiful proper tiles. Then I will run my granite coping stone around there. So my tiles will come here, then the granite will come and overlap, and then I'll put a metallic, nice, beautiful, simple railing all the way, and then it will come and go all the way to that side. Then these other granites that have been put here, you realize what they were doing, maybe WBT, kuja kidogo. So when you come here, you see even this granite, even the way they are polishing it, it is not proper. When you look at what they're doing on this side and this side, it's not the same. So again, what they're doing, I think what they are trying to put back what had remained on the project. So they're putting this material here, they're putting this one there. Look at the way their joint is. It is not even touching the other one. And that is the same thing they are repeating. And from this far end, you can even see the last coping on the other side, the way it's looking. So these are the things we are going to redo. We are removing all this and doing it properly. And that is it for this particular project. Guys, as usual, thank you so much for taking your time to just watch our episodes and our transformations in our interior design works. And as usual, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and liking on our social media pages at KISII Interiorz, where style meets elegance.